Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So as we always do, we're going to do some cool real estate stuff today. I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 common real estate mistakes and how to avoid them. So actually 4 common real estate mistakes and how to avoid them. So at the end of this video, you're going to be knowing some common mistakes that I personally did, and I'm sharing them with you because not all mistakes are necessary. Some of them you can avoid them. And I'm actually going to start this video by actually quoting Eleanor Roosevelt. I like this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. He's saying, learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. So some mistakes I did them myself, and I don't think you have to do them too. And I want us to get into this video, so let's get started. So one of the first mistakes that I think I did was having the negative beliefs about money and having the scarcity mindset. So having the wrong mindset is something that actually affected me when I started investing in real estate. That actually led me to thinking this might be the last deal, and if I don't close this deal, I'm out of business. And I'm doing business from that point of view and from that place of scarcity, of being desperate. And I think that's why I started a lot of deals, and most of the deals that I managed to close at that point were not actually good deals, and they turned out to be bad. And because I was coming from a desperate place, until I got a mentor who managed to help me turn my mindset into abundance and seeing the world differently, and it managed to help me be able to, move from where I was to realizing that, look, a real estate investment is a long-term game actually, and real estate investment is not something that's going to happen overnight. Investment decision based on, having a long-term view and destroying that whole mentality of scarcity. And I think that's something very, very important for you guys to realize, that if you have the wrong mindset about investing, if you have the wrong mindset about money, and if you have the wrong mindset about life, then you won't be a successful person. And in this case, you won't be a successful real estate investor. Let's talk about the common mistake number 2. One thing I did though, because real estate is a multifaceted, big industry, it's like a 5.8 trillion rand industry in South Africa. So this means that there's so many things you can do in real estate. You can do flipping, commercial real estate, you can do industrial, you can do all this other stuff. There's a lot of options, and it's so confusing and it's so exciting at the same time. So one of the things that I did was actually trying to do it all. I tried to do everything. I tried to do renting, I tried to do management, I tried to do selling, I tried to do flipping, I'm trying to do commercial real estate, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do equity, I'm trying to do all of that stuff. And let me tell you, not only did it only waste my time, but it also wasted my money, and actually I nearly got out of business because of trying to do everything all at once. So someday I sat down, and as soon as I started to niching down and actually focusing on one thing and learning as much as I can about it, my business went from actually managing, I think, around 30 beds at the time to actually managing 120 beds in just a period of 3 months. So that's what I'm saying. Trying to do it all is a common mistake that everybody does, and I think you can avoid it by learning that from me. Another mistake, common mistake number 3, is actually jumping into deals too fast. So now you actually know how to find the right deal. Now you know how to, to identify on the numbers, and you know that this deal is good. So another common mistake that I'm seeing people do, that I also did before, was actually jumping into deals too fast. Maybe, the agent is pressuring you, maybe the seller's telling you if you don't buy, I have another guy who's going to be buying, and the situations are different, but you're just forced to jump into the deal too fast. So that's something that can be very detrimental to your real estate investment journey, and I think you can also avoid it. And that's why I wanted to point out this point to say, if you're in a situation though where you have to actually jump into a deal too fast and close it quickly, then there's other ways that you can use, like actually putting in the contract, that you want to do due diligence after you signed the contract at a later stage. So meaning that you're not forced to actually close the deal completely. You can actually close it subject to you being able to come and do the due diligence later and checking out if everything is in order. And if you're happy with it, you can be able to go forward with the deal. Meaning that you can actually protect yourself if you are in this position where you're supposed to be jumping into a deal too fast. But otherwise, I would not recommend you doing it. I would say do your homework, do your market research, and knowing if you're doing a good deal or a bad deal. Number 4 is actually relying on bad advice. So when I started my real estate investment journey, I actually relied on bad advice. So let me tell you where the bad advice comes from. So there's a lot of people on the internet called self-proclaimed real estate experts, and they don't have the skills, they don't have the expertise to prove that. And besides those people, I want to be talking about your friends and family, people who might be really caring about you, and they always want to give you business advice. At least mine did. And one of the things, or one of the mistakes that I did was actually rely on bad advice, because at the time I didn't know it was bad advice, and I think it costed me a lot. And that's why I think when it comes to your journey of investing in real estate, the only person you must be taking advice from is actually your real estate mentor. But it isn't, and why is because you're going to be taking advice from their expertise and their experience, not their fears and opinions, because most of the advice that we get from family and friends are coming from fears and opinions. Yeah, and then lastly, the most important thing is, to stay clear of fake news. Be very conscious about what type of information you're consuming, because also online you might be getting different points of views and different opinions that are not leading you to where you're going. So be very, very careful about the information you're getting, and also be sure that you test that information and see if it works out for you. So in conclusion, what must you do? What must you do is, these are 4 common real estate mistakes that I made personally, and I think I'm sharing them with you. Some of the mistakes, they're inevitable. You have to make some mistakes, and I usually encourage people, if you're going to be making mistakes, make them fast and learn from them, because I know that mistakes are not like as failures. I look at them as life lessons, but some mistakes you don't really have to make them, because we made them already. And as Eleanor Roosevelt says, you can't live long enough to make all the mistakes. You can actually just learn from other people's mistakes. And I hope at the end of this video, by now, you actually learned a lot about common mistakes that are made by real estate investors and how you can be able to avoid them. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.